everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition. This is, we took it without a fight. This is August 13, 1943. I almost said 45, wow. Not quite. Okay, Seawolf, hopefully can nail that cargo ship. And, two, yeah, that sinks. 2 torpedo hits should do it, right? Alright, here's another one. Oh, Seawolf can't get the second one. Oh, what a... Okay, we were attacking on the surface. I thought it was just a regular torpedo hit or strike, and we missed. Anyway, sorry about that. We missed this epic encounter, but all told, who knows how long it took. Point is, Seawolf took out 2 cargo ships. That's going to be a good patrol for them. Some of these subs go on a patrol and don't have any their whole patrol. That's the luck of the positioning, I guess. Got subs. I'm trying to get. Oh man. You should have done it anyway. Okay. Oh, okay. It's gonna. Okay. The Jack. We have 2 subs here. The Jack did opt to torpedo this thing, so it looks like we may have caused him to lose troops. I don't. I don't hear it sinking, but. It's always cool if you can get a destroyer. I'd like to know what's in that task force. Okay. Okay, that's a pretty heavy hit here. He's bombing us, but we've got good anti-aircraft here, so or we have some. I don't know how good it is. Plus severe storms that helped us. So he's trying to bomb us there. I need to get some P-38s covering that, and I have just the thing. He bet he would be smart not to bomb that again for a while. You know, do a bombing and then kind of skip the next turn. All right, so he bombs us here at Sion. We are doing a little bit more damage to his air units, but okay. I didn't see our sweep go, but that could just be my lack of attention. But at least he's not capping this, and we're doing a bit better than we did yesterday. I opted to bomb this again 2 days in a row because yesterday we didn't bomb it very effectively. So we're gonna see if we can put it out of commission for a while. All right, this should be okay. Resources hit, yeah. We should be able to knock that. Make Makassar unimportant for him, unusable. Okay, B-24s, come on. You guys have 10 bombs here. Not one hit? Well, thunderstorms, I guess, could be problematic for that. He's withdrawing from Burma pretty rapidly. Whoops. Okay, now here comes our sweep. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that spotting there by Burma, this here, I'm supposed to be bombing that and destroying it. Well, of course, you'd want to attack subs, but we did spot it at least. Keep our eyes on it. Yeah, he's flying over Rangoon. He wants to keep his eyes on us there, and that's fine. Ouch. He's starting to really get into the meat there. Wow, he got a bunch of reinforcements here. This is likely all subject to fog of war stuff too. Um, well, we knocked out a gun. Yeah, we got this heavy AA regiment, but I'm gonna fly some P-38 cap there. But it looks like there's not much to talk about, really. If I don't see anything stand out, we'll just jump right into August 14th. So I did want to interject here and say this is rare enough to show it off. We had 0 losses total. With all the flak that we took, the damage, we had 0 ops losses. He had 6 total losses, 2 to flak. Maybe the flak in at Xi'an helped. But I know, I think we got 1 over Burma and, sorry, 1 over Changshan, 1 over Port Blair. But anyway. But he lost 4 Sallies total. So it's possible he lost some. I didn't look at the type he flew over Xi'an. Emily, Elf. Anyway, that's that. Obviously, well, I hope we lost no pilots with no aircraft losses. And let's see. Okay, it's reporting both of these ships. I'm not seeing the light cargo ship sinking. So maybe he got those troops off. But anyway, what am I looking at here? So he lost 2 of these vessels, 2 of these cargo classes. But yeah, both right, both sunk by the Sea Wolf. So good for them. See if anything else stands out, and for those interested, and we'll see you next. We'll see you when for the 14th. It is August 14, 1943. See what we got going today. Some more activity over at Bobble. Well, well, we couldn't get the cargo ship, but we got one of their put ASW assets there. I'd rather have the cargo ship. All right. If I remember correctly, which I don't, we nice. Okay, 2 hits there. That should go down. If I remember correctly, there's not really anything major going on today, but we'll see. We'll see as we move forward. It's been a couple days since I sent the turnoff to my opponent. He has Kate's over here. That's interesting. Kate's and Nels. The Nels, yeah, you know, whatever he needs to do there, but Kate's, I'm surprised. Those are, I know they can carry bombs, but they're primarily torpedo bombers. You'd think they'd be on the coast or on carriers even, but um, whatever works, right? Okay, he's bombing me here still, and I am still trying to fight him off. What's the reason I'm not capping that is because I still can't get the proper drop tanks that I need. Wow, that's devastating. I can't get the proper drop tanks that I need to fly from Rangoon, but I have a huge task force of supplies coming. Pardon me, to unload and hopefully allow me to soon enough get some drop tanks on these P-38s so I can cap that and shoot down some of those Sallies. All right, it looks like we're doing a bit more damage here than we have been of late, but also he's not damaging our bombers anymore, so that's a good sign. And supply hits is good here because to get supply here is a long road. He can get supply either up, like bring it into Tavoy and bring it up this road, or have it go up the railroad and then off road on these smaller roads. But it's going to be more costly and difficult to get supply here, but surely he can do it. Um, because bringing ships up here is going to be a lot more dangerous. And he had a bunch of supply at Rangoon that he left us, and I'm thankful for it. But, but yeah, he probably had a lot of supply here to keep his troops supplied, but now it's ours. Okay, so I was wrong. He is able to damage our low flyers, which are strafing and getting in there with very low level bombing. And we're bombing both the air base and port here at Kandari. And doing nothing to the port. This thunderstorms probably is, plus we're flying 20,000 feet. I don't expect to do much. Well, 3 port hits. That's something. Oh, we took a. That wasn't worth it. And we're still not bombing him at Port Blair. He bombed us, but we didn't bomb him. Although we have the afternoon to see if we can get in there. There we go. Mm, I mean, that's better than he's doing to me, but it's like nothing. Yeah, we had three. Oh, something sank. We had 36 bombers fly over. That's 360 bombs dropped at Port Blair, and we did a little bit of damage. Now it's possible we've um, affected his fatigue and disruption, but oh, by the way, I noticed he hasn't been bombarding with ships. Our um, troops there. I guess he's seeing that there's no results, so he doesn't want to waste the fuel and the supplies. So I'm going to try to sneak my troops back in. I'm picking them up from Chittagong, and I'm hoping we can get in there without any trouble. Nice. Escort carriers, some destroyers. Sub chasers. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Submarines. Wow. Hmm. It's a lot of stuff. All right. Now, there may not be a lot of reason to look at this, but let's briefly look at the ops report. I don't know if anything is going to stand out, but we'll move forward. I'm bringing the 50th Indian Para Brigade. Probably, if I would have marched, it would have been quicker, but those roads are so terrible, it might have taken forever. And then I want to fly those C-46s closer and use those troops somewhere. I'll figure out some advantageous position. Wouldn't it be great if we could paradrop into Tavoy or something like that and capture it? Okay, here some upgrades: New Hanover Island, Torquemada, Elefort Bay, Ramrey Island. Chiba, I think, is his, but it looks like we got some. We're gonna get some points plus, of course, just better bases. Although, for the most part, these are backwater bases. Ramrey is close to the front, of course. We got some C-46 replacements. Sub we're upgrading. And then converting this bomber group. Um, so yeah. All right. Here's our escort carrier. A lot of destroyers. We got destroyer escorts, a minesweeper, sub chasers, subs, landing ships. Yeah, you can see all the things. We got some marine squadrons. Actually, these may be, I'm not sure. I was gonna say carrier squadrons, but probably not. um, and VD4, these two are, squadrons coming from East USA, but I have to disband them this turn. Um, I was just testing something with those. I'll actually explain in a second. So we got a lot of stuff this turn that I'm going to have to organize and figure out where we're going to want them in the long run. But for now, I'm going to go here to Ogden. And I was hoping by moving them here, I could withdraw a group so that I could keep these aircraft. But I can't. I have to disband, which means that I won't keep the planes. I also they also won't let me keep the pilots, so I'm gonna do that. Save the pilots, disband, and yeah, these aren't coming back. So it must just be these may or may not be going to the European theater, but certainly we won't be using them in the Pacific. And I'm gonna do the same thing here and try to keep the pilots that I've been training and disband this as well because I don't have to use these. We're producing them, but it would be nice to we get them this month. It would be nice to have a pool of them, but that's fine. We need to disband them so we don't lose political points every day. And just so you see, I'm gonna click this, and we don't have any more that have to come out for a few more days, for basically a week. All right, since we're here, we lost 4, he lost 5 aircraft. Let's see what we each lost. Topsy, I think he's trying to pick guys up, maybe even in the Dutch East Indies or whatever, or draw supply, pick up troops, whatever. I have no idea what he's doing with them, but he's losing some of these transports. I would love to cap every potential, but I just can't. Tojo, Sally, Mavis, Jake. And we lost, let's see, to Flak. Yeah, we lost this Liberator over truck. Otherwise, we lost some bombers, probably over Mole Mine. And then so we didn't lose any air transports today. So that's it's very rare. 2 killed pilots. All right, he lost 2 ships. One was a small, teeny cargo ship. This is pretty good ship for only 4 points. I'd take that 4-point ship. And then, of course, he had a sub chaser worth 8 anti-sub. But he does have these do have the smaller or the older depth charges. However, I'm sure they get better as the war goes on. But even if they don't, that's still a high number, and we're in the we're fighting him in that shallower area. No, that's not true. This is deep area as well. All right, so no, don't mind me. And to jump right into the situation, um, I am loading up with troops because I'm going for Malloy Lap next. Once we get that secured, I will keep working on I don't know if I have anybody earmarked for Roy Namur. I think I do, but we'll get these one by one. I might do them fairly quickly, like get them all done by the end of September, maybe even sooner. But I'm just saying that there's no reason to not just start knocking all these out. And Ponape can come later. Um, I I get nervous about these frontline ones because of, but at least from here at Kusai, we can fly cap over Ponape. Plus, I can always have carrier assistance. I'll probably send some sub chasers and minesweepers just to make sure there's no mines here, but also get rid of that sub. But there's no rush for that one. I'm not going there anytime soon. Although I could throw him off track and chase that sub off anyway. He might think then we're about ready to invade there. I'm trying to finish this guy off. He's persistently hanging out here. He may have Topsies trying. Well, I'm trying to think. Topsies I think are straight up um, transports. I don't know that they can fly. Um, I don't think he has a version. Yeah, he doesn't have a version that can fly. This would require like oh, I forget the name of the his Mavis. It would require like an Mavis, maybe Emily to pick these guys up. Okay, I am loading troops at Darwin and at Dili that are earmarked for Kandari because that's another place I want to hit now, like now. The reason I'm not going after Sorong at the same time is because Manikwari I want to use as a base to fly cover over Sorong, and we're way, I mean, I'm trying to build it up first, get it to at least level 2 airfield. And you can see some of this action here, surface vessel action going on um, around Balikpapan, and I'd love to knock these guys out, but I just don't have the range or the naval attack yet. But as I scroll up here, we seem to be in good shape. Supply 5,000. My what is this? Oh, okay. So these guys are supposed to do patrol like right here, southwest Burma, because he had subs parked right here. And I actually was worried that we wouldn't get in here. Ah, he's detected our cargo ships. I mean, that's okay. He can't do anything about it. We're docking and unloading all kinds of supplies. You can see here how much we've got on here. Actually, none of it unloaded, and we still have a surplus. I mean, we got more supplies over the turn, so that's a good sign. Um, but when this unloads, we're gonna have like 70,000 supplies here, hopefully dispersing over all these bases that really need it, including Pegu. I'm not going to worry about having extra supplies here. The reason this number is so high is just because we have so many troops, 150,000 troops here at Pegu. And I'm going to have to just keep this pipeline coming. He's going to put subs up here, surely. I mean, I'm certain of it. Um, we've got this cruiser here. I'm looking at it for a second because I'm not going to be able to fully repair it here, so I'm probably not going to waste the once you lock it into pier side, then it's really hard to get it back out. It takes a few extra days. Anyway, looking at this situation, what I'm worried about is this fleet getting here safely and unloading. So that's a concern of mine, but I'm gonna pull the trigger on it anyway. Because I could at least get one turn of unloading before he notices us and comes out to fight, and then we'll have to run away yet again. But I'm dispersing even along even more ships because we already unloaded a few of them, and we're carrying less troops than we were before. And so this may work fine this time. But again, if the unloading is slow, we'll have to run away again. We have 5,000 supplies. If I need to, I will get air units here flying supply missions to Port Blair. And yeah, so this is kind of crazy and nerve-wracking. I could have some kind of cargo ships bringing supplies here as well if supply feels like it's in dangerous place. But our required is so low, I think we're going to be okay. And we're using some in the bombardment, but this is one of the reasons I haven't been bombarding with, well, for one, we don't even have artillery, just a few small pieces, a small number of pieces, I mean. Anyway, I don't know. I think it's going to be okay, but um, we'll find out soon enough. All right. So you've seen enough here. I have 150,000 troops here. I could push down here, but it would require shock attack across river, and that could be costly. And I'd have to leave a garrison here, not because of the requirement, but just to keep him from sliding in or dropping if he has any. But we could always bring a division like the 23rd, something like, or 17th, one of those two divisions I could slide into Pegu and then have everyone else march down here. Um, Also, it's wooded, so that could be costly. Um, but things are things are I'm content with the way things are. But you see this, I'd like to start reconning down here because if there's a base that's unoccupied, once I get the 50th Par Indian Para Brigade set up here, I could paradrop on any of these bases that are unoccupied. Like if I could take something like this, then he can bring all the supplies he wants to Bangkok, but it won't go through. Or he can bring all the supplies he wants down here, but it won't go up this way. So, of course, he would then pull troops aside to take it. But that would be an interesting detraction. But even better if I could take Tavoy or something like that. Just because with Tavoy I could base some aircraft here and spot out further with naval or search or recon. I guess I could do the same thing here though. Just get some aviation support and then get some naval patrol float planes. All right, well, you kind of see the gist in the Burma theater. Oh, and I don't know if I have enough supplies for drop tanks yet, but certainly when my convoy unloads. And I do not, but my convoy should unload quickly enough. Um, and I literally built this task force to just barely squeeze into this port. And you can see that it fits just perfectly and hopefully unloads fairly quickly. Okay, China is, he's doing a lot of damage here. Um, I'm getting extra supplies auto built here at Tsuyung, but dispersing it where it needs to go is very challenging. So as soon as we start getting a little ahead or breaking even on some of these bases, I'll feel a lot better. But right now it's not looking great. This makes me think things are on the up and up because I think all these were zero, but I could be wrong. Certainly too many of these are zero, that's for sure. All right, well, I mean, there's not much to say about China. It's just status quo. Let's look at some. Casablanca. This looks like a supply, an air transport task force. I, of course, want to escort it, but it looks like it's going to be ferrying aircraft, at least these two squadrons. And then beyond that, I'll look and see what I can. Um, I could just station either of these on this carrier and leave it like that, and put the other in the on an island somewhere. All right. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and dwell on some of this other stuff, but I just wanted to point out some things, talk about some things. I think I covered a lot of the stuff that I was hoping to. These sub chasers, man, I just wish they had way more range than this. This is just they're not really that helpful when they can't go very far, but they can. Um, I can't use them on long range convoys, but on shorter range convoys, they 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 will be very useful. So that's fine. And they have 6 ASW. Now these destroyer escorts 11. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, Everts and cannon. Okay, well, thanks for joining me, and we got some subs. We got all sorts of things to work with here, but it's going to be a while to. It's going to take me extra time to get all this organized because of all these new toys, as it were. Even this Minesweeper has 7 ASW by itself, and anyway. Yeah, see this Nishanic, I could have it reconvene with these sub chasers and then fill up with oil and come out and pardon me, get these sub chasers to the front using the range of the Nishanic plus the fact that it would be carrying a bunch of oil. We could replenish ourselves using that very oil. So maybe I'll make a replenishment convoy and use just to get all these guys to the front. Tempted to get the velocity out too. Why not, right? And we'll go here for now. And we'll pick up oil and yeah, go from there. All right. Well, there's a lot to tinker with and fix. Let's look at this real fast. So these are the VF-40s I was talking about. They are carrier trained and capable. So these are probably more ideally suited for our carriers, our escort carriers, than just the marine fighters. Just because the marine fighters are carrier trained, no, carrier capable, but not necessarily trained. But anyway. All right. Well, yeah, I got a lot to work with and play with, and we'll see how it goes. One more thing. It's been a while since I've shown you this. So I'm trying to get these. If you're interested, and I showed you the aircraft, these subs are withdrawing in the near future. I've got the Victorious that's gonna has 2 months left of its tour. I need to get it back to base to Sydney. I'll probably bring more. I have another Essex carrier. When it arrives, I can take the Victorious back, and we'll still have 8 carriers on the front line. 8 fleet carriers, and then I'm gonna bring some light carriers, and we can intersperse them and have some extra air units. That'll be good. And then, but yeah, we got to get rid of these subs within the next 3 or 4 months, and so on. You can see the rest here. But then ground withdrawal doesn't matter. What I mean is they're withdrawn automatically, so I don't need to move them. But you can see what's going on here, the top few, and how soon they're going to be withdrawn right here. First, we got to receive some of these convoys, then they get withdrawn, but then you can see some of the rest of this stuff. Since we just got a carrier, escort carrier that is, I wanted to look at this real fast, see if there's anything coming soon that looks cool. We have another escort carrier in 5 days, as well as a cruiser, but this one is British, and so on. Alabama, is that? Okay. Class Indiana. Okay. So Indiana class. All right. I guess that's that. Air units, reinforcements. This. Okay, this might be the air unit we lost. It sank on a ship, something like that. Oh, it sank on my escort carrier, but why not replace them? The last time I got a VRF, the aircraft, it filled out with aircraft when it came back. This looks like it's not going to be the case. VB-148 and a fighter squadron. And then, some other things. Let's see. Okay, this is going to be good. Another heavy bomber, but this time it's Liberator B3 instead of the 2. And so that's going to be a bit stronger as far as it's going to have a shorter range, but it's going to have better gun value and so forth. So that'll be good. Okay, well, that's kind of really it. We can see if we have any ground troops coming. Not really. I mean, we got these. So that's cool. That'll be really great for getting coming out of the water and just starting to do our. This will be good for the atolls and things where they just come up out of the water to do a shock attack. All right, I'm gonna end it here before I start rambling way past when I wanted to, which I already have. But I'll talk to you guys next time. We'll look at August 15th. And I hope I didn't miss anything important. If I did, oh well, we'll try to cover it when next chance I get, next time I remember, if there is anything. But feel free to comment and ask questions. I know I'm kind of slow with answering them, but I do try to get to all of them. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.